It's called music, sweetheart. Look it up. You don't need to worry about the overlay. It's still loading. It takes like a full 90 seconds to load into Subnautica because my base is so impressive. Here we go. We're in.
Power restored. All primary systems
Check that
online.
out. Alright, what on earth were we doing last time? I remember we met our good friend, Tomo Fish. We built the alien containment unit. We built a biological reactor. And then we can keep putting stuff into that. I have the HUD upgrade from the scanner room. It's true. I've got a medical kit fabricator. Nothing on the radio. Go visit Cuttlefish. Yo, let's go. He's still alive. I will protect you, my friend. I will protect you.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's a great way to start any dive. That's a good point. I'm gonna be honest, I have no memory whatsoever of what on earth we were doing. Yeah, we did build the prawn suit last time. Hold on, let me caffeinate a little bit here. We met the alien, like the squid aliens last time. I remember that. Here's what I think we should do immediately. Let's let's deposit our ore. And then also, we have, let's not deposit our ore. Give me a sec here. What I really want to do, perhaps before we leave, I'm going to make a beacon so that I have that for the future. But then on top of that, I want to make a battery charger so that I can actually charge up all these old batteries I got here. So that is something like this. Oh, but you know what? I don't have, if I remember correctly, I have unknown ingredients for battery charger. I do also need the modification station. But here's the thing. I'm very stupid. And people say, you know, just search for the modification station. But where is it? You know what I mean? Just search. You know what? Let's do that. Let's just search. I'm fine with that. You want to find giant shipwrecks. We can do a little exploration to start today's stream. I don't think that's uncalled for. You can also use your scanner room to look for wrecks. It's interesting. Probably should. Take the sea moth instead. Seems more advisable. Fair enough. How has your weekend been, Chad? Don't hit me with the resident sleeper macros. I'm very sensitive to that right now. Enter sea moth. Cuttlefish, get out of here. I don't want to hit you. Here, come this way. Who's saying reunited and it feels so good? Peach is an herb, my man. Peach is an herb. Now, if I say stop following me, is he gonna leave this area? Is he like, well, now that I'm not tied down to this base, then... No. Fair enough. Enter sea moth. Enter sea moth. Enter, you know... Apparently he has like 1 trillion HP, so I'm not too worried about him.
Welcome aboard. All systems online.
I'm gonna repair this real quick. How are you, NL? You seem worried about the YouTube series. That's not true, actually, but I understand, you know, from the fact that I actually engaged in discourse on Reddit for the first time in my 30s, I can understand why you would think that. But really, this weekend I learned a valuable lesson. And it's gonna sound salty, but I actually think that it's a valuable thing to bring up. I think if you present an idea, and it's an idea that 95% of people like, but you go like, hey, I got this really good idea, and by the way, 2 + 2 = 5. What do you think? 99% of the comments are not gonna be like, hey, good idea. 99% of the comments are gonna be like, hey, dummy, 2 + 2 = 4, dumbass. That's basically where I'm at. Is I think that at the end of the day, people all seem to agree, largely, that variety is a good thing. The frustration for me and for the audience, I think, came down to the point that I had not articulated my idea properly, and people were operating under the assumption that I was gonna blue ball them, their words, not mine, in a variety of story-based video games. And that's as soon as the idea was explained a little bit more concisely, people were like, okay, I get it. We do still need some quartz. But that's where the tension lies. But I was also, I mean, I let it get to me more than I should have. Not to the extent that, like, it tilted me to the extreme. But I was kind of losing my mind, because there were people in the comments that were like, yeah, you're going to abandon series just like you abandoned Bully. And I'm like, well, I finished Bully. And they're like, my mistake. Or they're like, hey, well, if you stop playing story games all the way through, are you gonna, you know, stop playing games on Sunday? And I'm like, nah, like, I literally said that what I was gonna do was, you know, replace one Isaac a day with, you know, playing some more, a variety of video games. And people were like, okay, just as long as it doesn't affect Sunday. And I'm like, man, if only I had said what it was replacing, maybe we could have avoided this, all this unnecessary sandpaper over essentially no reason whatsoever. Bully should have been abandoned. Be that as it may, I should say. People are panicked we might get less NL time. But again, like, this is what, I wouldn't say it makes me mad, but it's just what's frustrating about the situation. Is I'm like, hey, I was thinking about, instead of playing an extra 3.5 hours of Isaac a week, what if I played like 3.5 hours of something else? And people were like, you know, does this mean you're not gonna finish The Witcher 4 when it comes out? I'm like, why are we wasting our time arguing about dumb nonsense? Like hypotheticals like that don't matter. It's basically my perspective. So, and again, I don't mean this to sound salty, but at the end of the day, I was like, it's very similar to when we had the discussion about, are we gonna play Breath of the Wild or Subnautica? I realized, hey dummy, stop giving people the right to choose. Start just doing shit and letting it speak for itself. Because the people are always like, just make sure you communicate properly. And then you communicate to the best of your ability, and it leads to conflict. So in the future, I'm just gonna like do it, and then if people don't like it after a month or something like that, then they can have their say, and I'll take that feedback like literally correctly under advisement. But you know, if you ask people about hypotheticals, you're gonna find yourself in hypothetical arguments. So I've really got nobody to blame but myself, is at the end of the day. It's tough for me, because I actually disagree with the statement that someone in chat just said. They said it's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. I actually think that that's the methodology of a sociopath. However, I'm starting to realize that, you know, asking for permission sometimes leads to people saying no, which is also unfortunate. And has now left me in a situation where, you know, I probably spend more time than I should have, where people were like, yeah, but you know, people really, they're sick of being blue-balled over series, like, you know, the way that, you know, Dark Souls 3 ended really left a bad taste in people's mouths. And I was like, there's fucking one boss. I beat 99.5% of the game, and then there's one... I almost clipped Tomo there. There's one boss left in the game. Yeah, but 6 years ago... You know, you never said you were going to cancel Divinity. Well, actually, I tweeted that we were not going to do any more episodes. Well, my mistake, okay? But I didn't see the tweet. Okay, well, my bad, I guess. And it's this, you know, it's a conversation that was rife with potential misinterpretation, is where I'm getting at. But anyway, there's going to be more variety on the YouTube channel this week. If you hate it, speak up. You can always shove more Isaac in that slot instead. But I don't think people are going to hate it. I think it's, you know, I don't know if there's a term for this. I'm going to call it menu paralysis, okay? If you get a menu with 100 items on it, you can argue with yourself for an hour about, well, do I want to eat the turkey sandwich, or do I want the tuna club, or maybe I want the chicken Caesar salad, or you know, I hear the rotisserie chicken's really good here, but maybe I could try falafel for once, you know? But if you just get the menu, and the menu is like, here's what we got tonight, it's lamb, you're gonna be like, I'll have the lamb. And when you're eating it, you're probably gonna be like, this lamb's pretty good. I'm glad I got a chance to try it out. CG Bellamy, thank you for the gifted subscriptions. I want to be clear, though. If anything, I fear for the state of the internet, because we had like some civil disagreements on the subreddit and on the stream on Friday, and then people were leaving comments like it was very bizarre. NL was having a panic attack over the discourse surrounding the plan for content, and I was like, nah, man. Not at all true. I was mildly annoyed, but the fact that we disagreed, you know, people were being civil. Nobody was like, hey, nerd, I hate you. Then this idea is real stupid, just like you. Instead, it was like an essay that's like, well, what happens if you like a game and people like watching it? Are you going to stop playing it? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to stop playing it because I hate money and fulfillment. Seems like a good idea. Oh, it's Brandon. Thank you as well. I have to point this out here for my own level of self-loathing. I'm not complaining like people disagree with me. To get you to gift a myriad of subscriptions, that's just a happy benefit that happens to be happening on the side right now. I think we do need, like, probably titanium we don't need, so I'll leave that there, but copper, I think, is definitely important. Anyway, so, I mean, I could just let you know, like, my plan for next week, and again, I have, like, no experience with, I have very little, yo, CG Bellamy, thank you again. A very little experience with Civ, particularly Civ 6 in general. But I'm thinking, you know what, it could be fun now that they've got a new expansion and Canada's in the game. Just try like a totally ignorant Civ 6 campaign. You know, 45-minute, hour-long videos, see how it goes. If they go well, that's cool. What a fulfilling experience for everybody involved. If they go terribly, hey, we took a shot and it didn't work. Go back a few days from now, try again. Try something else. How long do you think Minecraft has left for Unity? It's a good question. I mean, I think it could... If you ask me my honest to goodness opinion, I would say at least a month. It is where I would think that it's probably the most likely outlook. That's only 4 streams. We still got Twilight Forest to take care of. I got a lot of Thaumcraft. You know, obviously we stalled a little bit last week, but we hopefully handled power issues, and we're getting, well, we got closer to handling power issues. And moreover, hey, dude, this is my Seamoth. Moreover, oh, hello.
Hello. Did you know Kingdom only has 6 episodes?
What?
So when I watched the 1 episode last
That was
night,
the season finale?
that was it. I don't know if the season finale, they might release it like next week.
That's funny.
But people should watch it.
Yeah, Kate and I have been watching, like, we watched Kingdom. It's a Korean,
Game of Thrones.
yeah, it's actually very similar to Game of Thrones. Political intrigue plus supernatural, aka zombies. And I thought it was pretty good. But I did not realize when I told Kate she could watch one more episode last night that it was the season finale.
It's not
Or
the finale.
the mid-season finale, at least.
It's just like I think they might release like the next episode like next week or something. Like every week 1 episode. Kind of deal.
It's kind of like,
They didn't leave it with any like season finale kind of.
oh, there was no, like, cliffhanger or anything?
No.
I see.
I mean, sorry, I'm dying. They did reveal a very important detail, but it wasn't really like a cliffhanger. It was like, you know, like whoa, what? And then they're like, all right, see ya next week. Like, see ya with the next episode. But that's what they've been doing every episode.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say like a Game of Thrones cliffhanger.
Well, good to know. It is on Netflix. It is in Korean. I saw somebody ask. It's not in English, but it has subtitles.
But it's not like there's like a huge dialogue. More like action kind of. Not that much dialogue.
It is fairly action-driven, I would agree. Just started an Eden run with 0.85 damage and a 23 rate of fire. I'm trying to imagine how that can even happen. It's like you got, like, Eden's Blessing, Soy Milk, but then also Eve's Mascara or something. Like, and then the lowest possible rolls on both stats. That's hold R. Excuse me. In this world, we can't hold R. You gotta let every run attempt to get taken to fruition.
Now that you're playing crafting games,
Yeah.
do you think when you are 50 or 60 or 70 years old, do you think you want to retire to a country and then become a farmer?
No, but I do think that by playing these games, I'm getting slightly better at inventory management. If that makes sense. I really think, like, playing this and playing Minecraft is giving me a little bit of extra ability to learn how to arrange things. Prior to this, it had only been loading the dishwasher that allowed me to exercise that skill.
You're still helping at the house.
I'm doing my best, thank you. Look at this. Oh, baby. Just shove these metals into the trunk. Still got a chance to come down here and look for some new stuff. No, I don't want a moon pool fragment. No, we haven't watched Tidying Up featuring Marie Kondo.
The last name is Kondo?
Well, it's Japanese.
Oh.
Kondo.
Oh, the hoarder.
Yeah, reverse hoarders lady.
Yeah, I like the hoarder, not reverse hoarder. I like seeing people like miserable.
I touched upon that in a recent Isaac episode. I'd like to think I said it a little bit more delicately than you did. But maybe not.
They're all says like, I have too much shit. But they're all important to me, so I can't throw it away.
I mean, Hoarders is sad. But I will say that there's a certain element when you watch it where you're like, dude, just throw away all your shit.
Well, like,
come on,
the
man.
one that I kind of liked, one of the episodes, was the dude who, he has a working toilet, but he's too lazy.
Well,
to use the toilet.
he has a mental illness.
So he just gets like empty jug and he just pees in it. And and then like he sometimes shit in it too. I don't know how
Yeah.
he aims for that, narrow opening. then, so while the people who clean it up went there, and then they're just like, oh, is this like orange juice left out? And then he's like, yeah, that's my orange juice left out. And then they're like, okay. But then at the back, they found like 30 jugs.
Yeah.
They're like, that's not orange juice. And then they all like went out and then grabbed like biohazard equipment.
Yeah.
And they start throwing away the jug of urine and then the poop. And they're like, why didn't you tell us the truth? This is actually life-threatening.
Well, you know, I understand. It's a little embarrassing.
And then he's like,
whoa!
And I was like, I hope that's not Ryan.
What do you mean that? How, I swear to you, Chad, I'm being real. I get gaslit for this stuff all the time. Kate's multiple times a month. She goes, "Man, I hope when you're older you won't turn into a hoarder." You need to know, Kate. What do I buy?
You don't buy anything.
I don't buy anything. I find no value whatsoever in possessions. About 5 times a week, I go down to our lobby, and they're like, "Hey, your wife's got 6 packages," and I go down there and I get those. And then she has the nerve to be like, "Man, I hope when you get older, you're not a hoarder." I don't buy anything. Whenever Kate's like, "Hey, do you want this?" I'm like, "Nah, throw it in the trash." I don't care. I value the space more than I value the quality of the possession itself.
Is that why you trash Josh's invitation?
Excuse me. I have Josh's invitation on the kitchen counter right now. We found it. Anyway. I, like, 100%. I would be more worried about myself having, like, dementia. So, excuse me, have you seen my grandfather wandering around downtown Vancouver talking about the deli counter? He lives in an apartment with no
That's
furniture
actually more
whatsoever. Substantially more likely, I think, to... Sea glide fragment.
It's okay, I'll lock you up.
Hell yeah, brother. Lock him up. I don't care. Whatever, blow up. See if I care, dude. You don't scare me anymore.
Yo, that's graphic. I thought it would just blow up with a little puff, but then it actually blew up.
It's a real game, you know. It's violent, it's vulgar, it's like real life. Yeah, my grandparents, I don't know if they were hoarders, but they were like, when I was a kid, I was just like, whoa, this is cool. They have like 1,000 VHS tapes. Then when I got older, I was like, holy shit. That's not okay. CG Bellamy. Thank you for the cheer as well. It's a very, again, I'm not making this like, well, I'm getting cheers, it's not fair. It's more like, I want to be clear. You know, I can take a certain level of disagreement from the community. It's not my intention to be like, you know, people disagreed with me. Top right, by the way. But if that's the way it's got to be, brother, then more power to you. Anyway.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Welcome aboard, Captain. It's nice to be treated with some respect around here. Whoa! I forgot about that It Follows situation there. Yeah, I think, you know, I mean, I'm not a licensed hoarderologist, but I think in general, you know, like, I lived with my grandparents and my parents in, like, the same house. And then when me and my parents moved out, they filled up the part that we used to live in with, like, you know, board games and old arcade cabinets and slot machines and stuff like that. Like, when I would go back to visit, and I'd be like, dude, this is like where I spent my formative years, and now there's just a bunch of trash everywhere. And then they moved because they didn't have enough space for their stuff anymore. And it was like maybe I don't know, like a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot house that they had started from. And I was like, man, I just don't want any part of that. That doesn't mean, like, they shouldn't live their lives however they want to live it. But I do think we were catching some borderline hoarder sort of territories. Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, you cut from the front. Cut from the back, pick from the front. That's right. They did... No, pick from the back, cut from the front. So you pick one, pick 3, cut 1. I remember. That's probably enough, honestly. Glunk. Glunk. No, it's not even close to enough, my man. Pick 3. We can put the refuse into the bioreactor as well. They grew up sort of, like, they're a little too young to have grown up in the Great Depression. But they did grow up, you know, not being wealthy, not having, like, a lot of possessions. So I definitely understand the psychological methodology behind it. Imagine eating 6 whole watermelons for lunch. Was that a problem? Did you try to get them help in any way? Bro, I was like 12 years old. I don't mean to defer responsibility. But like, I'm gonna, you know, take the bus to a psychiatrist's office and be like, my grandparents have a lot of slot machines in their basement. Like, what am I gonna, can't get them sectioned. And... Bro, I'm too busy not helping myself. How about quartered? Those are 2 different things, okay? Yo, that's a battery? Please give it back. Well, I've been doing a whole heck of a lot of nothing, but, you know, at least while I'm doing nothing, we're getting resources we can use for the future. You know, we have unlimited salt. Check this out. This is like how I cook. You take a pinch of salt, and then you salt the food, and then you throw the rest into the garbage can. I used to lick it off my fingers until my doctor got mad at me. Go to the story beacons. Thank you for the cheer, by the way. Is LifePod 2... Where is that? Use LifePod sunk 500 meters before she abandoned it? Hold on. I'm scrolling back up. I had lost the cheer temporarily. Chat just moves so fast. I'm scrolling. 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 I don't see it in chat, weirdly enough. I don't think it got pushed out of the way. I think maybe it just took forever for Streamlabs to catch up. Yeah. Yeah, notifications have been jacked up. Thank you as well, Demon's Vone. Streamlabs, and just so popular. It takes a while for Streamlabs to get here. Catch up, you know what I mean? So if we're going to go 500 meters down, we need to take the submarine, Cyclops. And then also... People were saying, just build the console for the moon pool? Is that the modification station? Because we still got, we got related problems there. It's the 3rd tab. Is it the 3rd tab? Don't think you have it yet. Alright, fair enough. Hey. You should be able to get your sea moth down to 900 meters eventually. Excuse me, sir. I think I might have crashed into myself. Did you see the new operators for Siege? I did not. In order for me to play Siege, I need... basically, I need team unity. Hey! That seems unlikely to happen. So I'm willing to just accept that, you know, Siege is an amazing game. I mean, I have 150 to 200 hours in that game lifetime, probably, which is a lot, right? But, yeah, Dan does not like it. I've already misrepresented his point enough regarding this conversation, but it's still... I don't fully understand why that my good friend Daniel thinks that every character having one unique ability makes the game too complicated to understand. But I've come to accept that, you know, for whatever reason or another, he doesn't like it. I'm going back for the sub, my bad. And maybe that's just a symptom. I do think that part of it might be that there's no loot, basically. You know, without loot, I think he loses a lot of what he's interested in for these games. He's more of a looter than a shooter, at the end of the day. The time to kill is also super low. It is true. The time to kill in Siege is super low. But the time to kill in Tarkov is also crazy low, right? Like, I feel like in Tarkov, you know, you get shot like twice and you die. Sometimes you get shot in the leg and you manage to run away, but then again, there is looting in Tarkov, so maybe it's a composite of the few different things. We did win a game. Me, Dan, and Austin won a game of Apex last night. And then me, Austin, and Bear won a game of Apex last night, too. I will say, I wasn't... it's not like I was upset. But after we watched a couple of episodes of Kingdom, I went back to Twitch for a second, and I was like, I wonder what my man Austin's playing. I thought maybe after 2 wins, Austin would have found himself, you know, feeling the Apex pull, but he went back to auto chess, and that's okay. I'm not saying, like, it's not okay, but there was a little part of me that was like, maybe those 2 wins where he played very well, maybe that's enough to get him to feel the pull a little bit. But there's still more work to be done. And that's okay. He doesn't like Apex. I mean, I'm not, like, trying to be in denial about it. Don't beach this, dude. But I think... Because, here's the thing. I also, you know, like, the first 10 hours of Apex that I played, I was like, you know, I'm enjoying it, but I don't really feel the pull. Over time, I've started to feel the pull, and the pull has resulted from the fact that I've started to play better, essentially. So, that's a good point. Let's save it up here. So I'm thinking, you know, if he gets a little bit more time in it, he might be more interested in playing more. But maybe not, and that's fine too. At the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. At the end of the day, it's 3-person squads and everybody wants to play right now. So it's not like, I don't mean this to sound rude to Austin. I think if you take it out of context, it does sound rude. But it's not like, you know, we can't play the game without him. Like, if anything, there's so many people that want to play the game. I would love to also have him as a squad option. But if he's not interested, it's the way she goes, boys. I think I crashed into my own base. Certainly seems likely. And this thing is like 33 meters long. I also think it's valid to not like it because the time to kill is super high compared to something like PUBG. It's kind of like the interim, or it's like a medium between Blackout and PUBG. Because, like, the quality of your armor does make a big difference in your ability to survive. Oh, I just, punched my microphone. I mean, I'll still, you know, I'm not trying to be a galaxy brain, but I'll still say it. Like, I think, for people who like a slower paced and more semi-realistic battle royale, PUBG is still king. But I've come around a lot to the gunplay of Apex, for sure. I think it's more my style. The fishing game on Friday was really fun in the beginning. I agree, actually. I'm really disappointed in that. I thought it would kind of be like a Camelot Software style Mario Golf, but with fishing instead. And then, you know, after playing it for like half an hour, it was just the same thing over and over. Ended up being kind of garbage, unfortunately. But, you know, it was only 30 bucks. No big deal. Just write it off. Yeah, just another 5 minutes of paperwork. 12 months from now. Yo, now that's a wreck I don't know if we've seen before.
Engine powering down.
All right, that actually scared the crap out of me. How many honkers did you catch? I mean, literally like hundreds of honkers. Every time we cast it, we were catching honkers. Don't care about titanium. I'm looking for parts. You do not appear to have parts, unless maybe the ship can be entered. Yo, alrighty. I saw the grav trap, by the way, but. Abandoned PDA. Bart Torgal! He's back, boys.
PDA data.
Yo, somebody's cheesed. Watch your eyes, please, chat. Close eyes. Still a long way to go. Please shut your eyes. All right, you're good. Oh. Get out of here, Stinky. This Bird Box movie is weird. I've come to accept I will probably never see Bird Box. Real talk, I just don't like, there was more to scan there. Alrighty. I don't like watching movies on Netflix as much as I like watching television shows on Netflix. Like, I listened to the whole podcast, Dirty John. It's an amazing podcast. It's really, really good. And then they made a movie out of it. And I watched, like, literally the first, I don't know, 90 seconds of the movie. And I was like, dude, This blows. I don't know if maybe I'm oh, stasis rifle fragment. I don't know if I'm just being a snob about it or something, but or maybe because I've already seen it, or already know how the story goes. But I was like, man, the tone of this, I guess you have to change it for fiction, but, or not for fiction, but for a dramatized version, but the tone of it is just so much worse. Yeah, I haven't seen Roma yet. You guys hear that? Stop trying to bite me, okay? Where is my man Bart? Bart Torgson?
This is the first time I've seen sunlight in months. After all that time in the deep, I'd been dreaming of it. Now that I'm back here, I'm finding it hard to enjoy alone. Father was right. We should never have left this place. We shouldn't have gone so deep. They do not want us down.
Can you speak up, please?
Despite my best efforts, ill health is taking hold of me. The visions are getting worse. Marguerite and Father are now part of the ecosystem of this incredible planet. It's reassuring to know that when I go, I'll join them. Until then, well, there's always the view.
Yo, but, so, yeah, that was dramatic, for sure. It's very annihilation-y. However, people are like, you should watch The Favorite. Yo, but The Favorite's not on Netflix, is it? It's not on Netflix in Canada, anyway. Whoa! Pull up. Dude, like, I love, Yorgos Lanthimos. He makes some of the funniest comedies that you would never have the confidence to laugh at in your entire life. So the fact that people who would strike me as, let me put it this way: it seems like The Favorite is much more accessible than something like The Lobster. So the fact that you know, The Favorite's getting a lot of attention from people who I imagine would watch The Lobster and be like, what the hell is this? You know, it makes me interested. Everyone's saying cameras, and that's scary. And apparently it's Lanthimos, not Lanthmios. I've been mispronouncing it for years.
Engine powering down.
Let's take a look. Nothing super scary out here right now. Do you think Hafthor Bjornsson can beat the 500-kilogram world record at the Arnold Classic? As somebody who has been working out for 6 weeks, I think he's like a weakling if he doesn't, honestly. And a coward, for that matter.
Erosion patterns on the land masses suspended here suggest they once floated on the surface.
Do we need lithium anymore, now that we have the water filtration station? The mountain eats like 10,000 calories a day. I mean, he's an incredibly large man, right? Like, I can understand why. I don't know about you guys, but it's always like weird to me. How can you look up how old the mountain is? I bet he's like within 2 years of my age. It's always strange to me, the idea that like, you know, he's roughly contemporaneous with my age, and he looks like, you know, like a Dark Souls boss. He's 30? There you go. What did I tell you? It's the same, like, you know, there's, when I watch the NHL games, you know, some of the NHL players, like Elias Pettersson is 19 years old. My man looks 19, right? When I look at it, I mean, it's not like he's in bad shape, but he's got like a baby face and you know, a fairly slight frame. But then sometimes I look at like, sorry, he's 20, my bad. Sometimes you look at a dude and he has like a beard and the world's squarest jaw, and you're like, he's like my age. He's got to be my age. And then you look him up and he's born in like 1997, and you're like, what?
Systems online.
Where I missed like the hormonal boat somewhere. Not that, I mean, I clearly got hit by the hormonal boat because you know, I went bald when I was 19. I just haven't, you know, been doing the lifts like they have. How do I get into my prawn suit? My prawn suit. There we go. Where to, brother? Oh, that seems bad. That seems like really bad. Ah! Get out of here, you dumb sharks! Doot 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 doot. Bring the Cyclops down to it. Now you're speaking my get out of here! Now you're speaking my language. Definitely should have saved. See, now we're back in the Reddit conversation. Yeah, of course, hindsight's 2020. Why'd you crash your car, dummy? Should have swerved. Okay. Here we go. Just don't make mistakes, lol. Stay away from me. I'm in. It's a rescue mission now. Engines on.
Engine powering up.
You've got the bends? Probably. Fair enough. Why is everything named the mouth something? Well, what's the problem? Are you jealous of the relationship I have with my good friend Mouth? Trying to like go. There we go. Just back her in, boys. Closing in on that prawn suit. Overhead pressing your friend. I never overhead pressed Mouth, but I did bench press him once in proofs class in 12th grade. What were you trying to prove? That I could bench press Mouth.
Engine
Let's save.
powering down.
NL forgot to read cute in that comment. I didn't forget. I saw it and opted not to say it. So we're gonna do some exploration down here. We're looking for stuff to scan. There's no way 12th grade NL could actually bench mouth. It was probably when I was in the best, like, muscular shape of my life. Also, I would imagine at the time, my good friend Mouth probably weighed, you know, under 130 pounds. Yo! Frag off, man. I'm exploring. Whoa! Oh, I'm burning to death! It's hot!
Seek fluid intake. Vital signs stabilizing.
I will punch you if you come back. I will punch you with the prawn suit. That's what you get. That's what you get. Come on, come on. You're lost, dummy. Who's next? You gotta spend HP to make HP, boys. Do need some food at some point. It's the Alex Jones meme. You come around here saying that stuff, I'll kick your ass. I don't remember the rest of the lines, but the general idea. Yeah, I'll beat your goddamn ass, you son of a bitch. Let's go, boys. You have no food? Yo, I'm not like that bad on food though. Like, I'm at like 40%. We can manage this. Have you ever listened to The Devil Went Down to Georgia? Are you talking about the landmark song by the Charles Daniels Band or something else altogether? Volcano has food? Yes, I believe you. I'm just wary about getting in there in case I can't jump out. Oh, good. Titanium. There's probably a Chipotle around here somewhere. Thank you for reminding me. I have half of a burrito left over. Oh, now I'm looking forward to the end of the stream. Civ 6 and half a burrito. Now we're talking. I don't believe I have a fabricator in my vessel, but I could be wrong. I don't know how it goes, Austin. You gotta do it. Is there a built-in fabricator in here? I think it would be right here, so I'm gonna say no. You could build one? That's where you're wrong, buddy. Need a table coral.
Engine powering up.
One second. There we go. Austin, were you here earlier? I was talking about you. I was thinking maybe you were starting to feel the itch, the Apex Legends itch. Maybe yes, not really no. Monka S. Way she goes, boys. What on earth is this? Is the Tree of Life. Yggdrasil. NL. I have a 12-hour workday starting in 2 hours and could use some words of encouragement. This too shall pass. This biome has lots of good scannables. Thank you for the intel. I will never use the cameras to drive. Actually reminds me, we were driving yesterday, and there was a person that was parking their vehicle. They were backing it into a parking spot, but to back it in, they were leaning out of the window of their car and looking backwards. I was losing my mind. Because I was like, you know, that's like, that's your mirror. Whoa! Maybe they had something blocking the mirrors. They did not have anything blocking the mirrors. It's just a single octopus? Who cares? Mirrors have blind spots? You know, I don't even want to get into this dick measuring contest. But what does your mirror miss that you gain by putting your head out the window and looking backwards? Seems way more dangerous to have your head out the window, not even looking at your steering wheel, as opposed to just backing it in and looking at your mirrors. But, you know, maybe people disagree with that sentiment. I've never had a problem with mirror parking, but I understand that, you know, I mean, she did a great job. I'm just saying I was surprised at her methodology for it. Honestly, I don't need this titanium. I don't need this titanium when we got blood oil. Then what's the problem? The problem is just like, you know, it's like driving with a computer screen as your windshield that shows you exactly what's out there. Like, it just, you already have the capabilities of doing it. Cyclops Depth Module Mark 1. It seems like you're doing things in an inefficient way, I guess, is what I'm saying.